Hi everyone. Last time I left off when I started sharing some of the signs that you might be in an emotionally abusive relationship. Next point from where I left off is you often feel depressed, angry, or tired after speaking or being with the other person. The next one is you seem to bring out the worst in each other. For example, your competitive friend brings out a spite-based competitive streak that is not enjoyable for you. This is just beyond different personality types. If you're with someone who's competitive, that's okay. But there should come a point where their competitiveness does not demean you. Instead, competition is okay, it's healthy, but there's a place where it goes too far. And this boils down to how are you communicating, the two of you. When you tell your friend that you do when you're in your competitive state hurts me, what's their response? The next one is you are not your best self around the person. For example, they seem to draw out a mean streak you don't normally have. And I will say this, some of these things I'm getting a bit ahead of myself, but I will say it anyway. Some of these things are things that you should have seen in the relationship before you got married. And honestly, if you're honest with yourself, you will see that you did see them, but you ignored them. That's a topic for another day, which we will cover. But this is happening in the relationship, and when you talk to your friend, they don't seem to care. If you feel like you have to always walk on eggshells around this person to keep the peace, you spend a lot of time and emotional strength trying to cheer them up. Whew, that is a drainer, guys. You can't always be trying to cheer your friend up. Like, we're adults. We're supposed to handle ourselves, and then we just come to each other for support, but not where you are the one who keeps on having to give this person energy in order for them to be okay and hyped up. That is emotional abuse. Deal with it. Talk about it, deal with it. Don't just ignore it. Everything is your fault, according to your spouse or partner. They turn things around, so things you thought they had done wrong are suddenly your fault. They never take responsibility for anything. That is called gaslighting. I will say that again. Everything is your fault according to your spouse or partner. They turn things around, so things you thought they had done wrong are suddenly your fault. They never take responsibility for anything. That's not right. And again, this is the twister of emotional abuse, emotional neglect, because how do you get to a place where you realize that this is what the person is doing? It's not easy to get to that place. It's not something that you can just pick up on like that. It takes time, because remember, this is the person that you have dedicated your life to. So initially, don't expect that they would act this way. So when they turn things around in the beginning, that's how it was for me. In the beginning, you feel like, maybe it really is my fault, and you start taking the blame. It's only after a number of years that you realize, no. This is not right. This is literally just someone refusing to take responsibility for anything. And again, this is why I keep talking about this, so that we start talking about, because these are things that you don't easily recognize, but they're hurting you, they're affecting you, and you don't even realize exactly what it is that's affecting you. You just find that your self-esteem is low suddenly, you don't feel so confident, you don't feel worthy of love anymore. You insist on working out of town and jobs that do not allow you to live as a family. That is not right, especially for the Christian community. Marriage was designed by God, really, for any community. For marriage to work, you have to be together. Of course, there are instances when you have to be apart for some time, but that should be planned very deliberately and for only a specific period of time, not indefinitely. It should only be for a specific period of time, otherwise you bring in so many unnecessary issues. Temptations. Temptation is real, guys. Sexual temptation. Your partner is not here. You are used to having sexual intercourse with your partner every so often. Suddenly your partner is not here. What do? I am not in any means advocating lack of self-control, but that is a real issue. You cannot say, no, I will work out of town, and then you don't even have a proper plan of how long this would take, how often you see each other. No, guys, no. That is not the way to do a Christian marriage. That is not the way to do marriage, period. Marriage is you physically are together. The point continues, even when opportunities come for them to get jobs that will allow you to live as a family, they turn them down and refuse to look for jobs that allow the family to be together. Why should your spouse refuse to be together with you? That's abandonment. That is not right. It's not right. This is extremely hurtful and detrimental to you and especially to your children. Abandonment causes extreme emotional instability. Love does not leave, it stays. Love does not forsake you. Please note that the key word in all these scenarios that I've shared is consistently. I keep saying this over and over. These are not things that happen once in a while. These are things that consistently keep happening over a number of years. It's things that keep happening over a long period of time, and the perpetrator does not seem to put in the work needed to change. If you have even just one of these situations going on in your relationship or marriage, it's toxic and abusive. Please, please start dealing with it. God is not pleased, but He will not come and change a situation for you. You have to get up and start doing something. Like I said earlier in my other videos, when a wrong is done, we have to get up, go and face the person who either you have done wrong to or has done wrong to you, and deal with that issue. God takes this so seriously. He says, stop praying, guys, stop praying. If you're painted, no, just pray about it. You're not praying hard enough. No, talk about it. Keep the person accountable. Keep the person accountable. And this thing of talking about it is not just so that you show that this person is wrong. Maybe you are the one who's misinterpreting things. Maybe you are the one who's misinterpreting things. But if you don't talk about it, you won't know. Talk about it so that either you help the person come out of this thing, or you realize that, oh, because when they explain themselves to you, then you realize, oh, it's actually me who wasn't seeing these things properly. Talk about these things, guys. And if you feel like you have the two of you, you're not understanding each other, bring in someone. The Bible says that, bring in someone. If that person is not working, bring in the church. Strive to make sure you resolve these issues. I know of marriages, guys, it's, oh my word, years and years of unresolved issues. That festers hurt. That festers. Even your relationship with God, how can you say that you're relating with God well if you can't even relate well with your spouse? It's a lie, guys. Let's not take these things lightly. Let us not take these things lightly just so the world can say that, no, I have a good marriage. No, God will judge us. God will judge us. For today, this is where I end. See you next time.